Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Wooden Railway Adventures, Episode 91, The Final Fate of Spamcan. Special thanks to Nick Train 123 for suggesting this episode's title. It was a lovely day on the island of Sodor. It was very peaceful and calm, and there was a slight breeze. But as the day grew on, Hank, the American engine, could only think of one thing: what was to become of Spamcan. Oh yes, that troublesome Spamcan. Yes, indeed, he was in a lot of trouble, especially with Sir Topham Hatt. He had tormented the railway for years, but now he was finally getting what he deserved. Hank and Murdoch brought him into the quarry. The two strongest engines on the railway weren't going to let him get away this time. When they arrived, Sir Topham Hatt was waiting. Hello, Hank. Hello, Murdoch. And finally, hello, Spamcan. It's nice to see you all here. As you all probably know, I'm going to deal with Spamcan's punishment now. Mavis, Bill, and Ben had no work to do since the engines were crowding their way, so they decided to listen. Unfortunately, Mr. Topham Hatt, I do not have a plan in mind. Don't worry, by tomorrow, I will for sure have a plan. I must consult Lady Hat first. It only seems fair to see what her opinion is to do with such a troublesome engine. Spamcan didn't really care. He was just tired of hearing Sir Topham Hatt talk. Thank you, Hank and Murdoch, he said. Now you two may go away. Hank puffed away down the line, and Murdoch placed Spamcan right next to Mavis, Bill, and Ben. Bill and Ben, said Sir Topham Hatt, move these freight cars. This is where Spamcan will be staying the night at. Spamcan didn't like this at all. Can't I at least sleep in a shed? He said crossly. No, said Sir Topham Hatt. Now do as you are told, Bill and Ben. Bill and Ben didn't need any argument at all. They knew Sir Topham Hatt wasn't in a good mood, and it was not very good to argue with him. They puffed away with the freight cars. Mavis, said Sir Topham Hatt, you will take first watch on Spamcan. Is that all right? Mavis didn't really want to, but she knew it was wise not to argue with him. Yes, sir, she said. Spamcan went into the sun all the way up to the buffers, and Mavis turned around and watched him. I'll be back in the morning, said Sir Topham Hatt. Keep good watch over it. And Sir Topham Hatt walked away. Mavis's watch lasted from 9 till 1 in the morning, so she had a couple hours to spare. Unfortunately, she didn't know what to do. She avoided eye contact with Spamcan. She didn't like him at all, but in the time she was able to recognize his distinctive features. His cab color was white, his mane color was light blue, and his face was yellow. Mavis didn't know what that was for, but she planned on not finding out either. So, said Spamcan just after midnight, who are you? I'm Mavis, she said. Why do you care? Oh, just wondering. We only have 1 hour left together. I'm just trying to get to know of my mentor. Mentor? Said Mavis. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not your mentor. I'm not teaching you anything. Oh, said Spamcan, but you will. Soon you will. And since we're diesels, would you mind letting me go? Absolutely not, said Mavis. I will not. Ow! Ow! Complained Spamcan. What's the matter? Said Mavis, inching closer. Are you hurt? Yeah, my face. It's turning yellow, I think. Your face has always been yellow. I don't understand, she said. Why would you? But her sentence was cut short. Spamcan rushed at her and knocked her off the track. Ouch! Cried Mavis. Hey, you get back here. Sucker, he said happily. Come on, Bowler, we have a couple things to do, don't we? Bowler? Said Mavis. Who is he? Diesel 261 rounded the bend. You gotta be kidding me, said Mavis. You wouldn't do such a thing. Oh, yes, I would, said Spamcan joyfully. Come on, let's go. And with that, they both walked away down the track. They both went down the track. Help, called Mavis, help! But her voice could not be heard. Spamcan and Bowler raced to the shed. Shh, shh, said Spamcan. They're sleeping. We need to be quiet. No, duh, said Bowler. Let's get this thing over with. Diesel said we had to be at the docks at 1. We only have a half hour. Whatever, said Spamcan. Now hurry up. Let's get this done. The turntable was turned their way, and Spamcan crept quietly onto it. "All right," said Spamcan. "What did Diesel say we need to bring?" "We needed to bring a brake van of some sort." "Aha! This must be it." "Oh, yes, I remember Toad. Poor little Toad. I think Harry and Bert tried to steal Oliver, who's in the shed right there once. But they didn't succeed. I guess they want revenge." "Probably seems likely," said Bowler. Spamcan spun around and was coupled to Toad, but he had to be very quiet. One miscue and all the engines would wake up. In the end, they finally turned themselves around. It took a lot of time, though, and Spamcan was very upset. "It shouldn't take this long just to get an engine out of here," he said. "Come on, let's go. We don't have a lot of time." And the two of them quietly set off. However, unfortunately for them, a pair of eyes had seen everything. Toby had slept fitfully all night long, and when he heard the humming of the Diesel's engines, he knew for sure something was up. He was even more shocked when they took away Toad. "I better go after them," he said. "Oliver will be very worried." But he knew it was very wrong to get Oliver involved in this. He doesn't like Diesel at all, and getting him involved in one would be a very bad thing. Toby rushed out and followed them. It was 12:45 in the morning. The Diesels rounded the bend to the docks. There sitting in front of them were Harry, Bert, and Diesel. "Glad you finally came," said Diesel. "We've been waiting a while." "Sorry, took a little trouble getting the brake van here. And plus, we have to be really quiet. He's still sleeping." "Oh, that's just great," roared Harry. "Now, what will we do?" "Shh," said Diesel. "We don't want to wake him up. He'll call for help and the airplane will be busted." "Right," said Harry. "Sorry." "You guys know what to do," said Diesel. "On you go." Diesel switched on to the different line, and Spamcan switched to the back of the train. Now Toad was the first car in line, and they were going to push him off the side here. "Keep on going," said Bert. "Oh, this makes my wheels tingle. I can't believe this is finally happening. Revenge is so sweet." They were about to push him off when suddenly Diesel said something. "Wait, you guys, wait. Hold on. I think something is wrong here." "What do you mean?" said Spamcan. "What could possibly be?" At that moment, Diesel rushed at him and knocked Toad into the ocean. "Hey," said Bowler, "that is our job." Toad swung around and stuck to the other side, but that didn't stop Diesel from pushing the rest of them in. "Ah!" they cried. "Hey, what was that for? Why did you—" But the rest of their words were drowned by the water. Slowly but surely, the current swept them along down the river. "Hey, you'll never get away with this," cried Spamcan. "This is foul play," cried Bowler. But then they were never to be seen again. "Well done, sir," said Harry. "That worked out beautifully." "Oh, yes, it did," said Bert. "Hey, but Toad's sitting over there. The current won't catch him over there. We need to push him." "Don't worry," said Diesel. "I'll have that all under control." "Me too," said a voice. "Who's there?" cried Diesel. "I think you've forgotten something," said Cranky. "Colin and I are just sitting here watching everything." "Ugh!" cried Harry. "I knew this would happen." Hey, what are you doing?" cried Bert. Colin had lifted Bert up into the air. "Ah! Hey, you better not do that to me," said Diesel. But it was too late. Cranky picked him up as well. "Let me go!" cried Diesel. "Let me go!" "Me too," said Bert. "Ah! Harry, go run for help." Okay, I will," cried Harry. "Where should I go?" "I don't know," said Diesel. "Just go anywhere that you won't get caught." "All right." Harry hadn't even cleared the docks when he was stopped by Toby and Harold. "Think you might be getting somewhere?" said Harold. "Not anymore," said Harry sadly. They had been caught. Sir Topham Hatt roared in on his new vehicle. It had been bought by Lady Hat for him, for their anniversary, and Sir Topham Hatt was still in his pajamas. He said, "I'm not very surprised. It seems as though Spamcan is missing, and I suspect Bowler was involved. But don't worry, since they're gone, you three can take their punishment, even more delightful." "Oh no," cried Diesel. "I knew this would turn out bad." "You bet it is," said Toby. "But now you know not to do anything mean again." "Yes, indeed," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Ooh, this will be exciting." He said. "I wonder what I'm going to do." Harry cringed backwards. He knew that this was going to get very, very bad.